Welcome back to Kevin Toll Reads, where today, like a raging bull, Harry Bosch, in the book The Black Ice, locks horns with you and runs you over. Let's go. So welcome back to Kevin Toll Reads, where today I'm doing the book review of The Black Ice by Michael Connelly, published in 1993. This thriller suspense novel is book number 2 in the Harry Bosch universe, which I am reading because of your recommendations. Obviously, this is a follow-up to The Black Echo, and which was a 5-star read for me. And so will this one attain that rank as well? Let's find out. Let's kick it off with a summary of this. This is set during Christmas time in Los Angeles, where Bosch is investigating the apparent suicide of a narcotics officer named Moore. The case leads Bosch into a deeper web involving a drug cartel, corrupt cops, a border issue, and a new drug called Black Ice. As he digs deeper, Bosch discovers and uncovers a larger conspiracy that takes him from Los Angeles to the border of Mexico, and all the while, Lieutenant Pounds and Chief Irving are breathing down his neck, threatening suspension. It's an interesting premise, let's just say. And so let's dive right into what I enjoyed about this book. I mean, I really enjoyed this, and it is kind of a tale of two cities in a way. First and foremost, I got a little bit of backstory about Harry and his biological father. I thought that was really interesting. It was brief, but provided some more character kind of development about Harry as a main character, and I really appreciate that. I like when authors do that in long-running series. I got that a lot from Sanford. You get it in other books like the Matthew Scudder series, and so I really appreciate when authors do that. Obviously, we're talking about a slain cop, Moore. I really enjoyed his wife, Sylvia, and her role she plays in this story, along with the relationship that she has with Bosch. I liked how Bosch, in true fashion, takes on the case because Pounds is worried about closure rate in the department, and with Harry being the best closer, he takes on the case, and lo and behold, in Bosch's true fashion, he stays to character and tries to find out what went wrong, irregardless of the cost or the threat of suspension that it looms over him. I like Bosch's ability to see around corners, to kind of put things together that others don't in true detective fashion. I really enjoyed his relationship with Teresa, the coroner. I liked how her role kind of evolved in this story. I liked Zerillo, the drug kingpin. I also liked Officer Aguila from Mexicali area, all the political stuff and the socio-economic stuff that goes on down there, and how things are just different than they are here in the United States. I thought that was really, really well written. There is interesting takes about bullfighting, and there's definitely some symbolism that ties into Bosch in the case and just him as a character. You know, the bullfighting and how it serves to play a role in the story. I thought the ending was fantastic. Yeah, and we're going to get into that. So let's dive right into some excerpts, because there's quite a few. There was 2 really good ones that stood out with me. One was, "You don't like what you see out your window? Put up a wall." Another one was, "Through studying the past, we learn our future." And lastly was, "Trust no one. You may be working with the last honest cop in Mexicali, but why bet your life on it?" Those are really interesting and definitely indicative of Bosch and his character, and just the book and its sense and where we were going. I thought was really, really well done. I do have a dislike here, and I kind of touched on it when I was mentioning kind of a tale of 2 books here, but it's very subtle in a way. About the end of the first third of this book, it got a little slow for me. I think it was mainly setting up to where it was going to be going, but it just had a little bit of a lull, and that was noticeable. Most times when I get into a book and I notice a lull, I can overlook at it, especially if it pays off in the end, and I think this definitely does, but it was noticeable for me. It probably lasted 25 to 30 pages, and I just kind of I got a little disinterested. And so I don't know how you are, but when you're reading a book and you're thinking about, how well you're enjoying the book, knowing that you're going to be reviewing the book and rating the book, I immediately thought, okay, well, this is probably going to be a pretty big step down from the previous book that I gave a 5 stars to. Yeah, and that's when it took a turn. And so the back half of this book, the last 200 pages, just I could not put it down. It was that good. It just rip roaring pace. It became very interesting. Plot threads were coming together. You had to keep turning the pages. And so I was able to overlook that for a lot of reasons, and yeah, that being the major one. So that's kind of a nice segue into the rating. And so in terms of rating, I gave this a 4.7 out of 5. I think it's a very, very good book. Without that little lull, I think it's probably knocking on the door of 4.8, 4.9. And it's definitely one of those books where, coming off of a 5-star book for me in book 1, this really stood on its own and really standed up to that scrutiny. And so my overall impressions here, it's another great entry. I'm so torn about just dropping everything and continuing to read through this series. I know I say that about a lot of series that I read because I like the series. This one in particular, I mean, I could really just say the heck with my commitments and just read Bosch for like a month or two straight and just really enjoy him. And I don't think I would feel bad about it, honestly. But I will show some restraint. The storytelling, the premise, I think Connelly's plotting and pace are really good. Even with, the little lull I had in this one, I think it far made up for it. The back half is just all gas. It really is. I could not put it down. And so I think this is a must read if you're a thriller fan. If you have not read Bosch, like myself, I've put it off. I don't know why I did. Reading Connelly, but in the Bosch series, you definitely should check it out. The first 2 books did not disappoint. So that is my review. The Black Ice by Michael Connelly, book 2 in the Harry Bosch universe. I give it 4.7 out of 5. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you have a great weekend, and I will talk to you all in the next one. Thanks.